What's going on with you? What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Baby, we got to talk. We got to talk. I need to ask some questions. We got to find out what's going on Cinco de Mayo, Taco Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. I need to find out some issues. What's the answer to these issues? And why these folks are not saying nothing when you know it's an issue. You already know it's an issue. What's wrong with these folks? They don't think you're going to tell it? But we're going to tell it. First of all, well, let's start with this one. Yeah. Oh, I got call after call this morning. Folks telling me, bruh, you ain't going to believe this. And I'm like, what you talking about? They got people standing in line that's going down there to challenge on if that millage passed or not. They standing in line, G. They standing in line down there. I said, really? I said, that can't be true. I don't believe that anyway. It's an individual, man. Somebody standing in line. I said, really? Mm-hmm. It's going to be on the news and everything. Okay. So I turned on the news. Sure enough, at 12 o'clock, what they said, individual has challenged for a recount to find out if there's going to be a recount for the millage to see if they counted right or counted wrong. I said, really? They had that on the news. On DSU, Channel 6. Come to find out, they misreported. There was no one challenging it. And then they took it off the news. I said to myself, this the type of stuff that I'm talking about. That we not checking ourselves, or we not doing the homework to find out. We listening to misinformation and trying to put misinformation as the right thing. So just to make sure that I'm right, just to make sure that y'all know what y'all got into, and before we start passing this crap on, I'm going to make sure that the clerk of court can join us on air. Darren Lombard is going to be with us at 5 o'clock today, so that y'all will know the truth instead of listening to all the BS that's coming from all these other folks, because it's not true. I don't know if this is politically done. Yeah, it is. I'm not even going to say that. I don't know. It's political. I've even seen some comments that were political. I'm saying to myself, watch how you talk about people's leadership. Because one day you might be in there and somebody talking about yours. Especially when you've been opponent. When you're an opponent, you got to watch. Just watch. So we'll see. Because I can tell you that it's interesting. So Darren Lombard going to join us at 5 o'clock today to give us the real deal. Because I do think that the news, no, that's not true. And instead of me saying it to you, we'll get it from the clerk of court himself. He's the one that's responsible for all of it. Today is also Give NOLA Day. A lot of nonprofits standing up there waving flags saying, hey, don't forget about us. Don't forget about us. I got a couple because I'm going to end up calling a couple of folks that I want to put on. I know I got to call Chantrice Dow, my other little sister that runs Concerned Citizens for Better New Orleans, for Better Algiers, who runs that great nonprofit that's on the West Bank. I'm gonna call and see if we can get them on the air. If anybody ever asks me who should we be giving to, I will tell you that's one of them, because what they do is house a lot of folks that need to be housed. I think it's somewhere between 60 and 80 houses that they got to put people that have HIV, AIDS, making sure that they have the right opportunities. Also to get out there and not be homeless, but be able to get a job, be able to provide for themselves, and making sure they're taking their medicine. And I know they also are putting together homes right now for veterans. And I've seen one of the homes that they built from the ground up. So they are building homes to house veterans. So I definitely want to make sure that she gets a chance to tell you about their Give NOLA Day and what's happening with them. I also have my other, we call it the Geechee girl, Kendra Joy, who's going to come on and talk about Give NOLA Day and what she does. Everybody like, you call her Geechee? Y'all don't know. That's her handle. She is an announcer. She know how to do a talk show. That's her handle. I didn't call her nothing that she don't call herself. And she's from South Carolina, the Geechee country. So Kendra Joy is going to be able to give us some details on what's going on. I got a couple of other ones that I want to definitely make sure that they get on and talk about their Give NOLA Day. Y'all do know what Give NOLA Day is, right? And some people feel in this kind of way about giving NOLA, go Give NOLA Day, because they feel like, these folks get funding all the time. But that's not necessarily to benefit anybody except the organization. And y'all know we living in a time right now. We living in a time right now that you don't know what the federal government gonna do. So the other thing that I got to get in here, and I'm trying to figure this out, I'm putting calls out. I have not gotten a response as of yet. Did we just lose our consent decree for NOPD? Everybody just went, what? Yeah. Did we just lose the consent decree for NOPD? For some reason today, and we don't know yet what happened, I think that the federal issues that we had, that they have been pulled. Wait a minute, say that again. I do think that for some reason, that anything to do with the NOPD consent decree, the consent decree, not decree, but the consent decree has been pulled. Uh-oh. Uh-oh is right. What does that mean? 6 federal monitors that were responsible for the NOPD consent decree and overseeing it have been pulled off the job as of today. And that's what everybody's reporting. And I'm like, 6 of them? How many did we have? And is that good news or is that bad news for us? Because I'm like, mm, are we ready to handle our own issues without having a consent decree? What y'all think? 504-582-9422. Is that scary enough for you or no? Or you think it's time anyway? Is it possible that we may no longer be under a consent decree, a federal consent decree for NOPD? Is it possible? All right, that's another story. Now, here's another one. Is it possible that some of the officials that you've elected have gone up to Baton Rouge to have Baton Rouge to write up legislation to take over your sewage and water board? Are some of the officials that are here in New Orleans that you depend on to regulate your water, your power? They trying to give it back to the state. But now let me get this right. Let me make sure I say this. Because some people are gonna say, like, yeah, give it back to the state, it might get it fixed. My point is, shouldn't the people of this city make that decision? Instead of trying to go to Baton Rouge and write it underneath our nose and let us find out about it later? Shouldn't we be the ones to decide, hey, look, my utility, sewage and water board, enough is enough. Go ahead on and let the state take it over. Or shouldn't it be, hey, look, we don't want the state trying to regulate our utilities when we can regulate our own? But you do it and introduce it to legislation in the state so that the state can vote on it before we even know about it. Didn't talk to nobody in the community. Make a community effort to say, oh, wait a minute, hold up, before you do that, we will do that. Nothing. You want the state to take it over. These are folks that you elected. JP. Again, we get into a situation where I understand when we keep hearing people are going over their bounds. Why are you going to Baton Rouge to write up legislation so that they can introduce it so that we'll lose control of the sewage and water board and the state will take it over? And you took the Barbie doll with you. We know she went too. But there are some folks that did know about it. There are some folks that wrote up some legislation that they're going to introduce at city council meeting. What's the day? Today is what? Tuesday? Oh, they're going to introduce it on Thursday. May 8th, they're going to introduce it. To combat what you did. It's a resolution, and I just happen to have a copy of it. So let's say that you're tired of the way that the Sewage and Water Board operates now. But you also think that we should be in control of our own utility. Wouldn't you think that somebody you voted for, that you elected, that has the ability to put things on the ballot, because the council has the ability to put things on the ballot, wouldn't you think that they would put something of this importance on the ballot and see what the people feel about it? Should we let the state take over this? Yes or no? Who should run the Sewage and Water Board, the state or the city? So you could decide which you want happen before you write up legislation and just don't even tell the people of the city that this is what you're going to do. You just did it. Some underhanded bull crap. If this ain't enough for somebody to get you out of office, I don't know what is. Because all this bickering that's going on, we got more bickering that's going on. And y'all writing up legislation to put together some type of committee that can vote on what type of contracts y'all got in the French Quarter. What? What? The committee of no? That's what y'all got, the committee of no. But I'm going to read this resolution that's going to combat the fact that you're trying to give the Sewage and Water Board away. You and your girlfriend. Because she went with you. I know it. It's resolution number 25. I will do that in just a minute. But don't you think that folks should have the ability to decide, hey, yes, I want them to take it over, or no, I don't want them to take it over? I think that we need to fix it. Yes, I do. But do I want them to regulate it? No. Do I think that we can do a better job? Absolutely, we can do a better job. But it should stop being a political pawn, not be sitting on the board. There should be people that understand how water systems operate. Those people that should be engineers, electrical engineers, those folks that understand infrastructure, those folks that understand how this thing should work. Not somebody that's going to sit there and go, well, you know, this person put me on this board. No. But just to take it, and say, let's write up some legislation so the state can take it over. Nah, I don't think so. What you think? 504-582-9422 is the number. Shouldn't it just make it on the ballot? More coming up, y'all. I'll take your phone calls now. 504-582-9422. More coming up next.
New Orleans, are you ready? A fresh voice in the city is here, bringing you the beats, the culture, and the stories that matter. From local music and food to real talk on what's happening in the streets. We've got you covered. Stay tapped in. Follow us on all platforms at WBLK 1230 for the latest updates and exclusive content. Your city, your culture, your news. Don't just hear about it, be about it. Follow WBLK 1230 now.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
The legendary Broadway show is back. The Wiz. The Chicago Tribune raves it's an eye-popping, high-intensity revival and a cause for celebration. The music, the voices, the legend returns. Entertainment Weekly says, run, don't ease on down to this spectacular revival. The Wiz. Playing the Sanger Theater May 13th through 18th. Tickets at BroadwayInNewOrleans.com.
This summer, let your child's creativity shine at Camp Art, New Orleans' most vibrant, arts-driven camp experience for kids ages 4 to 12. Hosted by Beyond the Stage, Camp Art blends visual art, theater, music, dance, and creative writing with New Orleans history and culture. Plus, field trips, guest artists, and camper showcases. With full-day programming before and after care and sessions starting June 9th, it's the perfect fit for working parents. Fun, enriching, unforgettable. Register now at BeyondTheStageLLC.com/campart and follow us on social media at Beyond the Stage LLC.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. Y'all think about that for a minute. So to give more control of this interesting what you call it? Y'all think about that for a minute. So how long has the city had control of the sewage and water bill? Forever? Forever? Forever, ever? And ever, ever? Y'all think about that for a minute. What have we improved and what have we not improved? Right? And I'm with you on that. What have we improved and what have we not improved? I'm with you on that. But there's nobody telling me if you take it over, you're improving a damn thing. So before y'all go, oh, gee, Lord Jesus, da-da-da. Nobody has said that they're going to improve anything. Now, if the state came and told me, hey, this is what you can expect from us. Da-da-da, we're going to fix this. We're going to get you some new turbines. We're going to do this, da-da-da. Just let us take it over. If somebody told me that they're going to fix the streets, but we need to go up underneath those streets and fix those water pipes first before they can pave all that up, I'm with it. But ain't nobody, yes, I said ain't nobody told me nothing. Nothing. They have not told me nothing. Nada, zero, zilch. They just want to say, okay, y'all can take it. But these are folks that we elected. This is your at-large folks that are going up to Baton Rouge that are telling the state, not to just, hey, look, we need to talk to y'all. Not to ask you, not to ask any corporation, nobody. They just want to tell you, hey, this is what happened after the fact, which I think is blasphemy. I really do. Mr. Elmo. Hello. Mr. Elmo? Did we lose him?
Hello?
There you go. What you say?
No, hello.
How you doing?
No, the thing that a lot of people don't understand you do is that you think that the state going to take over the sewage and water board in Jefferson or St. Tammany? No, they're not.
Nope.
Okay. The the sad thing about it, we have our own people that they need to work for a cheese company in Wisconsin. I mean, because they eat more cheese than the rat in the cheese factory. That's one. And secondly, if they have people that's on that board with cronies and phonies for years, don't even have a clue about engineering, don't even have a clue how water systems, treatment systems, sewer systems, pumping stations even work. That's the sad thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'm talking the way I talk, because I am a plant engineer. I understand how systems work. But you'd be surprised at people that don't have a damn, please forgive me, a clue on what's going on about how the system works and what needs to be done to have it be more efficient,
Mm-hmm.
And that's sad.
Well, here we go. So the first thing that if I was running for office, which I need to make sure that I tell everybody that I am not, which I am not, I ain't running for no office, is that I would have my city council to sit down before they run up to Baton Rouge to say, here you go, state, take it over. The first thing that I would have to do is try to set aside some type of policy to say, hey, look, see if we can get this instituted. And to the board members supposedly should have some type of recommendations on systems. Those systems should include electrical, I would say water systems, those systems, and tell me how this thing is going to operate. Can we talk about how we're going to get these? What's the plan to try to get some new turbines instead of these 120-year-old dinosaurs that we got? How do we make sure that our pipes are clean and making sure that they are new, that I don't have to send? I wonder how much money we spend, and this is a comparison, how much money it would cost us to replace sections of those pipes or a lot of those pipes compared to the money we spend a year sending out teams of men and women to replace those pipes when they bust. How much money do we lose with overtime? How much money do we lose with emergency piping? How much money do we lose with using the equipment? How much money do we lose with, I guess, so many different things that goes into replacing those pipes? How much money does that cost per section every time one busts? Then I would do the comparison of these are the folks that are going to put together a plan to replace pipes in sections of the city in this amount of time. This is what we're going to be operating with. And that's why I would say I wouldn't want to just have somebody that just got a name sitting on that board. We need folks that's going to get it done.
Well, Gerard, I think that they really don't want, to be honest with you, I don't think they really want to hire professional people that understand engineering, understand water treatment systems, drainage systems, how it really works. But you see, it goes to, you got me thinking, because it's something you have discussed for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They want to take over Orleans Parish, and they want to take over the Goose. We are the Golden Ain't Covington, ain't Wagaman, ain't Kenner. Come on, man. It's not Appaloosas. It's New Orleans, man. Right. And the bottom line is, we're some of us, not you, Jerron, is so stupid, too stupid to understand that. Mm-hmm. They want to control everything. They want to control our government. They want to control our politics. They want to control the economy altogether. Everything about the structure of New Orleans, they want to control. And, people don't seem to understand it. This governor, trust me, they want to take over. Let me tell you what I pay attention on the national level. Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you had the President of the United States with the commissioner of the NFL talking about bringing the NFL draft to Washington, D.C. And they said that's the first time this ever happened. He wants to let you know he's in control. He wants you to know I got something to do with the NFL coming to Washington. That's what that's all about. They want to have control. Any major city of importance, or D.C. or New Orleans is important, and maybe more than D.C. Why? Because of the river, brother.
Well, put this in perspective. Put this in perspective. Here's your comparison to me. You came to me and told me, and I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying, you came to me and told me that for the Super Bowl, we were going to make the city so beautiful. We were going to move the homeless people out. We were going to do this. We were going to put them in off of France Road. We were going to go to the Greater New Orleans Bridge, and we're going to put all these lights on it to light it up so that we'll see it, yada, 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 yada. Have you been across that bridge lately?
Couple of days ago. Yes, sir.
Them lights broke. them lights are already out. They got 10 million. You trying to tell me you spent $10 million and it ain't been a year yet, and them lights already flashing and flickering? They out. They got sections of the bridge that don't even light up no more. And we responsible for $10 million of repairs? What kind of hypocritical bullcrap is this? You're telling me my city is bad, but you bringing me bad product. Them lights ain't even working.
Gerard, I hate to say it. Gerard, don't let it the way I see it. It's a game. I mean, it's a game. I mean, everything about what they do is a game. They mean you're stupid. And some of us are stupid. I mean, please forgive me. You have some of our people are stupid. And some of our leaders are Toms. Please forgive me. They're Toms. They're rats. They need to go, like I tell you, they need to go to Wisconsin, work at a cheese factory. They're Toms and rats. And I hate to say it, a rat don't even know he's a rat, but you know who's a rat. So you don't have to look at them to see him. You can tell they're a rat. So the sad thing about it, man, I don't know what, thanks to God you give us good information. And you always have me thinking every time I listen to you.
Well, what really got me about that situation
But it's sad, man. I mean, I'm laughing to keep from crying, Gerard.
But somebody said to me, they said, hey, man, before you criticize those lights that's being put up on that bridge, understand that a lot of African-American young men and women are getting these jobs to be the electricians that are putting together these lights on the bridge. I'm sorry. If that's what y'all learning in school, no, I'm not for it, because them lights they're out. Or should I be a Trump real quick and say, oh, that's DEI?
Well, first and foremost, you're trying to tell me not you, Gerard. Listen what you said, and I appreciate what you just said. It's like saying it's a privilege for me to be an electrician. Come on, man, be real. Like it's a privilege. No,
look,
first
I
and foremost,
anybody that can get some work and
they didn't get nobody off the street. You didn't get nobody off the street being no electrician.
Right.
Okay, first and foremost, it's not like as though they say I'm helping a lot of black young men. Listen, they have a lot of men could be electricians, and I'm gonna tell you a story about electricians. This is what a brother told me. I went to school with. He told me that what those white unions did in New Orleans, the metro area, they changed the rules of the game. They keep thinking it's going to make it harder for Afro-American men to be electricians, and come to find out the whites were failing, not the blacks. Come on, bro, be real. It's a game.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that is such a farce for all the people that are taking taxpayer money.
It is.
And using it for equipment that seems to be second rate. It ain't working. I don't know what went wrong. That I don't really give a damn. But it ain't been there 6 months yet.
You could have maybe agree with what I'm saying. What do I need? You might say, come on, Elmo, I've been talking to you a long time already. What do you need to do? What do I need to tell you to wake up? What we need to wake up, brother?
I don't know. I don't know. But
a brick wall? Come on, bro. Come on, brother. We need a brick wall to fall on my head to wake up.
Well, that'll put you to sleep, so I don't know. I don't know what we need to wake up.
All right, Gerard. Nice talking to you, brother.
Same here. I'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy. All right.
So, yeah, anybody been across the bridge? Y'all seen what I seen? I'm telling you, I came across the bridge the other night, and I was looking at the lights, and I was like, wait a minute. The lights coming from the West Bank to the East Bank. No. Wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. It's the lights that are coming from the East Bank going to the West Bank are out in certain sections, and they flickering. And the only way you can see it is coming from the West Bank headed to the East Bank. And I'm trying to figure out, what the hell? How much money we paid for this? How much did we pay for this? $1 million? Man, somebody could have gave me that money. I would have stood up on the bridge on top of it with a daggone strobe light. Let the thing go around. We could have act like we was in the disco. I could have put a disco ball. I hold a disco ball, and it'd be like, look at the disco ball, and it'll all be shining all over the night. I could have stood up there. $1 million, just a little chilly out there with the wind blowing. That's all it was. Just a little chilly. We could have got up there and we could have made some money. Because them lights is out, flickering. Now somebody gonna go tonight and be like, I wonder are the lights really out and flickering? Go and look for yourself. What we got to do to get it fixed? Immediately. If I'm gonna pay for it, I want them working. It look half-ass. Now here we go. Here go the other one. I was driving down Franklin Avenue on Sunday, and I could tell that this person that was in front of me driving a car hadn't really been down Franklin Avenue in a while, because the people that are used to driving down Franklin Avenue, they know how to play dodgeball, because they are driving and dodging the areas of the road that they know gonna take the undercarriage of their car out. You either you're driving and hitting brakes because you don't want to hit the potholes, so you know where to drive slow, or you dodge into the right side of the road because part of the left side of the road is sticking up, and you know it's gonna either burst your tire or you're gonna hit something in your undercarriage. So I'm looking around and saying to myself, who gonna fix this? And when is it gonna be fixed? Who we inconveniencing? I don't know. I'm gonna do this thing again though. I'm gonna do this again. Hold on, let me do this.
You have reached New Orleans 311, your gateway to city government. If your preferred language is not English, please let the operator know so that we may contact a translator.
Hola.
For public safety non-emergencies, such as police, fire, EMS, or the Louisiana SPCA, press 1 now. If you need to report a water leak, please contact the Sewerage and Water Board directly at 504-52-WATER. That's 504-529-2837. If you are calling during our normal business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., 5 p.m., excluding holidays, and would like to speak to a 311 specialist, press 3 now.
Wait while I transfer your call.
NOLA 311, how can I help you?
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I don't know. I need you to help me. So I need you to help me a little bit. Can you help me? I'm actually calling because I am a concerned citizen, and I'm pretty upset because I understand that we ended up paying millions of dollars as taxpayers for those decorative lights that are on the bridge. And I don't know if anybody else has reported this. And when I'm talking about the bridge, I'm talking about the Greater New Orleans Bridge, so that you'll understand what I'm talking about here. But I was coming back across from the West Bank to the East Bank, and I looked up at the bridge going toward the West Bank, and them lights are flickering and out. And I'm trying to figure out, has anybody else stated what's going on with those lights and how come they're out when we just paid all this money to have them put in?
Okay, you would have to speak with the Department of Transportation. They're responsible for those lights.
I thought we were responsible for the next 10 years with the maintenance.
You would have to speak with them on that. I don't have any information on that.
Has anybody else reported that this was happening?
No, not through my line, no.
Not through your line? Okay. All right, I figured out. I'm going to call the Department of Transportation. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
All right. Now, everybody that heard me, they need to call too. 311. Let's call the Department of Transportation. Louisiana Department of Transportation. Contact us. Let's see. Highway priorities. What should it be? What should it be? The Louisiana Department of Transportation, my DOTD. Oh, this is for me to send an email. Do I need to send an email? Okay, let's go to New Orleans. Do I need to send an email or do I need to talk to somebody? What y'all think? I think we need to talk to somebody. I don't think that we need to be just sending an email, because you could send me an answer back when you felt like it. I need to talk to somebody that's going to give me some answers. Because this is some fraganackle bull crap. New Orleans, I'm on their website. Office of Engineering. Let's see. Traffic engineering, bridge and structural design. This is bridge and structural design, right? One system bridge program, interstate lighting program. There we go. Ain't this interstate lighting? Oh, I think that's the regular lights. What about decorative lights? I'm going to find this before we get out of here today. And I'm calling somebody. Because it's almost 5 o'clock. Roadwear safety. Yeah, they got so many different categories here. It'll take me 20 minutes just to find out who I need to talk to and call. All right, for bridge. All right, if you have general questions or concerns for bridge and structural design, please contact us. Here's the number. 252. No, I'm sorry. That's the wrong number. Wait a minute. 1-225-379-1438. Do. Yada dee, yada dum. Be like, he ain't gonna answer. It's too close to 5 o'clock. It's 4:45. But I'm gonna leave a message. Give me voicemail. If you ain't gonna give me the you need to give me voicemail. Dee. How many times
The
is they gonna
party you
ring?
are trying to reach is not available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone. Press the pound key to end recording.
Hi, I'm calling for Mark. I think it's Bucci, Bucci. Actually, this is Gerard Stevens calling you from WBOK Radio in New Orleans. I am very concerned with the work and what is happening with the decorative lightings on the Greater New Orleans Bridge in New Orleans and trying to get some answers. I'd appreciate you giving me a call back at 504-582-9420 to try to get you to have a conversation with us on the air about the flickering and lights that are out that are on the Greater New Orleans Bridge. And that's also costing us $1 million a year. I think we need some answers, and I'd appreciate you giving me a call back. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. To send your message, press 3 or hang up. Your message has been sent. To access the voice portal,
Y'all think I'm playing? I ain't playing. No. More coming up. Everybody hold tight.
New Orleans never sleeps, and neither does WBOK. Now, every voice, every moment, and every show is in your pocket. Search WBOK Media wherever you get podcasts. Download, share, rate us 5 stars. Because when you support us, you amplify Black voices and the New Orleans culture.
It's our 2nd anniversary and it's tax season, and we have great deals to help you keep more of your refund. Check out our amazing offers on phones, watches, tablets, and accessories for the whole family. Need internet? We've got you covered. If AT&T internet is unavailable in your area, we've got individual deals to keep you connected. Stop by your locally owned AT&T store at 3616 South Carrollton Avenue. We're not just an AT&T store, we're your AT&T store. Proud to serve and give back to our community.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
WBOK and LCMC Health are proud to present Keeping You Well Cafe. 60 Minutes with LCMC Health, where the doctors speak directly to the people of New Orleans. LCMC Health is committed to improving the quality of care here in New Orleans, the Gulf South, and beyond. The Keeping You Well Cafe is another way for LCMC Health to engage with the community. At the Keeping You Well Cafe, LCMC Health joins WBOK and local businesses to answer your questions about wellness and health.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Get in on the conversation at 504-582-9422. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. You know I ain't finished.
Hello. Thank you for calling WDSU-TV. If you know the extension you need, you may dial it at any time. For news, press 1. For sales, press 2. For engineering, press 3. For the business office, press 4. For programming, press 5. For the general manager, press 6. Thank you for calling WDSU Television. Have a wonderful day.
I'm going to see. What I said? Can you repeat that?
Hello. Thank you for calling WDSU-TV. If you know the extension
That's
you need,
Gina, huh?
you may dial it at any time. For news, press 1. For sales, press 2. For
Wait while I transfer your call.
WDSU News Desk.
Hey, can I get the voicemail for Brandy B. Harris, please?
1 second. Just bear with me. I'm trying to find
I'm
it.
with you. I'm with you. I understand.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
504 679.
Gotcha.
Oh, sorry. This is actually I'm gonna give you. She actually doesn't have a voicemail. It looks like from what I'm seeing here, because the number I was giving you was actually my number.
Oh, you're gonna give me your number? I was gonna call you again and say, "Hey, Brandy."
I can give you her email.
Yep, give me
Would
her
that be
email.
okay? All right, Brandy.
I think I got it. I got it already.
Okay, perfect.
It's right on the website. So, all right, thank you, sir. I was trying to get her for the road. What is that? The road patrol.
Road patrol.
Yeah. Does that have
Yeah,
a
so-
telephone number too?
It doesn't, but she'll get back to you if you email her there. Just put that in the header. That's for Road Patrol.
Okay, good enough. Thank you,
All right,
sir.
thank you.
All right. So let's go to their website. Do. Let's hit Brandy B's. Let's hit her web. There you go. Brandy B. Harris, traffic reporter of WDSU, and also the head of for DSU's Road Patrol. DDD. Here we go. Dear Brandy B. This is your boy, Stevens, at WBOK. Got a project that I would like to work with you on specifically. It is Franklin Avenue. It is horrendous. Please email me or call me back. Take care. Send. All right, that's done. Now, I ain't playing. Even if we don't even get the answers that we're looking for. I just want to do this because somebody said, oh, you can't chastise them. You can't chastise them. Don't answer these emails and don't get back with me. I'm chastising somebody. And I'm calling names. Now, I ain't talking about Brandy, because that's my girl. I ain't talking about Brandy. Brandy gonna call me back and be like, you stupid. But there's no way in the world that we could continuously going through this crap and nobody can figure out, oh, yeah, we need to start doing some work. Or they're going to tell me that, well, you know, it's already in design. Design? I sound like Jim Moore. Playoffs. Design? Y'all know how long this been? That this road has been horrendous? And I consider it one of the major thoroughfares. Have you all ever been down Franklin Avenue to Claiborne and sit there and see the number of folks that are coming across that bridge from Claiborne, that are either coming from the lower Ninth Ward, they may be coming from Chalmette? It is horrendous. And now, right at Franklin Avenue and Claiborne, the middle of the road is starting to cave in. I don't know if y'all noticed this. Anybody else noticed this? Please call me and tell me you noticed it. If you coming across Claiborne, and I'm coming across Franklin, and you going down Claiborne, the middle of the road at that intersection is starting to cave in. 18-wheelers is starting to daggone lose what they doing. They driving, they like, what the hell just happened here? It's starting to cave. Now, you can't tell me we keep doing these intersections of these good neighborhoods, and we can't do the intersections of neighborhoods that may need a little bit more help. Franklin Avenue is really world traveled. I'll put it that way, because it intersects 610 to Claiborne and Claiborne to Rampart. Come on, somebody. I know it ain't just me. I know it ain't just me. And let me say this, because I really mean this. You want to see an area go down? Have her in the streets. You want to see an area that looks bad, that's starting to bring all the folks that don't, the homeless, the folks sitting out there holding them signs. I'm about to put a sign in my car. For somebody to be like, can you help me? I'm broke. I'm going to have my sign out. My sign going to be right there on the passenger seat. I'm going to pull it out and show it every time somebody walk up to my car. What my sign going to say? I'm broke too. Now. But do I sound angry today? I'm like, I'm tired of this. Ain't y'all tired of this? Well, you the one talking about they should take over the sewage and water board. I didn't say that. I said your elected officials, 2 of your elected officials on the city council have gone to the state to have the sewage and water board taken over without talking to the people, without trying to put it on the ballot, without having no conversation with you at all. They just trying to give it to the state, which I think is low down to me, because you were elected by these people that you just basically screwing. I think it's low down. Well, maybe they need to take it over. That's fine if that's what you think. But my point is this. This is a city that regulates its own utilities. That means something. You want to take that away? Because I can tell you that's what your governor trying to do. But I wouldn't have no problem with that if the people came back and said, you know what? If we take it over, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fix your turbines. We're going to get you new piping. We're going to go ahead on and dig up these streets and do this and do this. If that's what the city and the state had made a deal to do, I'd be like probably for it. But they haven't said anything about fixing nothing. And you can't tell me that that's what they're going to do, especially if they just letting the, and y'all heard the lady say, hey, this ain't the city, this is Department of Transportation. That's the state. Letting them lights go out and you spending $1 million for it. Come on, y'all. Everybody on the phone, hold on. We got to do our news real quick. We'll come back. T. Cedric, you're up next. Hold on, y'all. More next.
Campus of Xavier University.
Yeah.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump says he's not sure what Canada's Prime Minister wants to talk about when the two meet.
I guess he wants to make a deal. Everybody does.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is scheduled to speak with President Trump at the White House today. This will be Carney's first trip to Washington since he was elected last week. British Nigerian nursing student Elizabeth Tamilore Odunsi, 23 years old, was fatally stabbed in her Houston apartment just days before graduation. Her roommate, Chester Grant, was charged with her murder after an argument, reportedly over their cats. Grant was booked into jail after a failed suicide attempt and charged with murder. And Floyd Mayweather is suing Business Insider for $100 million, claiming defamation over a report that questioned a major real estate deal he was linked to. He says the article was false and damaging to his reputation. Business Insider has responded, calling the lawsuit meritless and vowing to defend its reporting. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. All right, holding on. T, what you say?
How we doing, T, man?
Good, brother. How you doing?
I can't complain. I'm
just tuning in, really like the last 10 minutes, just getting off from work. And the Franklin Avenue, bro, it's been like that for damn near 20 years now, bro. We in New Orleans, we have to stop pretending as if we don't know that once you cross over Rampart, almost anything that's going towards the Lakeway and beyond isn't a care for the governor, the mayor, or anyone else in position. Talking about turbines. Didn't $1 million turbine get put on a big rig and drove off with no security or anything?
Yeah, you're talking about in the East during Katrina? It wasn't a turbine. Yeah. It was actually a generator.
A generator?
Yeah.
I mean...
Either way, it's still a whole lot of money that was on the back of a 18-wheeler trailer set out there in the East. Somebody backed up a big rig to it and took it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they probably made some money, too.
Probably did.
Yeah. He probably was vacationing with the mayors off that money he made. But he or she, I don't want to be biased.
Yeah.
But when are you going to start this rally, bro? We waiting on you to start the rally so we can make a change in New Orleans.
So what we actually, what we need? We need to get those folks that were out in Lakeview, and I'm not throwing the buck, but we need to get those folks that were out in Lakeview that did the same thing that I'm doing on the radio, but they just did it themselves and they made their own noise. I don't know if you remember this, but them people out in Lakeview got tired of their streets being all torn up. And what they did was form a committee, and that committee they started putting their money where their mouth was and had all these red signs that were out all over the streets saying, "Fix my streets, I pay taxes." I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. I remember that. We definitely need something like that, man. We waiting on you to start it. We waiting on you to initiate it.
I just needed to start this way because I needed to make the telephone calls, and I'm looking for the answers. If they can't give me the answers, there's going to be part 2. So if they can't tell me when this street is going to be fixed, if they can't tell me what is going on with the sewage and water board, if they can't tell me what's going on with the transportation, if they can't tell me how they're going to fix these damn lights on the bridge that I was against in the first place, then I'm sorry. I see all of our money going down the drain.
The lights are still off when you go past Elysian Fields. No lights are still on the bridge.
Well, I just know that when you're crossing back from the West Bank to the East Bank, those decorative lights that are on the GNO are already going out. They flickering.
Wow.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody told me that it cost us $10 million and $1 million a year for the next 10 years to fix them lights with maintenance. And we ain't been 6 months and those lights already out. We got problems.
And the bridge still look raggedy. I mean, they could at least pressure washed it or something.
Well, I have a whole another case for that one, but I need to get this one done first. But you're right. You're right. I'm just tired.
I mean, that's like putting makeup on. That's like putting makeup on the pig. Huh?
It's nasty. It's nasty. I'm tired of what we consider. Oh, that's nice. No, that's nasty.
Yeah.
We look nasty.
We've been at the bottom for far too long to say we have so much income running through our ports in the city of New Orleans.
How the hell are we gonna put nice lights? How the hell are we gonna put nice lights on a dirty bridge? Lipstick on the pig is correct. You called it. So I don't know.
And I've actually been in one of the $1 billion businesses we might have down here. Is the convention center a $1 billion business?
Yes, sir.
Wow, man! I seen the convention going on. Pigeons flying around. You know, a couple things scurrying around in the backgrounds, but $1 billion company. Man, I don't know, man. This whole city needs to be flipped upside down, man. It's time for a shakedown.
Yep.
Time for a shakedown.
Yep. Well, I'm just hoping that, I can tell you that the Sewage and Water Board is going to be tried tonight because of the fact that we got all this water coming. I think they said somewhere between 3 to 6 inches. I'm hoping that everybody is going to be prepared for it. But I just don't want to just hear that the answer to us when it comes down to flooding is, park your car on the neutral ground. I want to know how we're going to move this water. What are we doing to move this water? What are we doing to displace water that happens in places that needs to be moved quickly? How do we do that? And I'm hoping that the new person who's going to be in charge of the Sewage and Water Board has that answer, but stop putting these political pundits just because we're friends on these boards. I think that we need to have people on the board, and the policy should be that you should have the education of either some type of electrical systems, water systems, or at least some type of infrastructure systems to be on the board.
Indubitably.
Huh?
I say indubitably.
Yeah. So that's me.
But I'm definitely tired of every time it's a heavy rain, it's a ball water advisory.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a
I'm
while.
going to go ahead and tune in.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, T-Man. We're going to try to
sir.
get some answers.
Yeah, let's get some answers, man. Let's do them like Big Red and hang them over that balcony.
I said my office hours are. All right, T, you got me at this. All right. I'll talk to you later, brother. All right, Cedric.
Hey there, man. First and foremost, to our WBOK listening family at Dauman, getting off the bridge. Dauman, the light is out. Dauman and Chef Mentor, the light is out, so the traffic is back there. I want to let the listeners know that. Gerard, I didn't get a chance last night or today to look at the news, but if there are two city council people that are trying to get rid of the Sewage and Water Board agency, which employs many people here in the city of New Orleans, I'm more than sure I don't have to guess who are they.
Yes.
And I ain't going to lie to you. And if it is the two that I think it is that come from the state legislature, people, the fix is on.
Yes.
The fix is on to get rid of black power, local power here in New Orleans and to give it to the state. So if you're not supporting, or if we are not supporting the right candidate for mayor and the right candidates for the two city council at large spots, we are going to lose the powers in New Orleans. And it's bad enough that we're still not voting like we should be voting.
Nope. We only had 9%.
Again, this is very serious. If they are trying to give a whole agency from the city of New Orleans to the state, mind you, if there were two or three less people that voted for the millage, who knows? The criminal sheriff's department could have been turned over to the state.
Mm-hmm.
And I did hear where somebody anonymously is trying to contest that election, the vote count.
I've heard it, and then I started placing telephone calls, and they told me no, but I got another one that I'm getting ready to place because I'm going to talk to Darren Lombard in just a few minutes.
Again, WBOK family. And Gerard, a lot of things are picked up from this radio station.
Mm-hmm.
The fix is on. The fix is on to get rid of black political power here in the city. And unfortunately, some black politicians are a part of it. Thank you for allowing me to say that.
All right, Cedric. Talk to you in a minute. So, do I need to call? Hold on. Y'all know I'm in the dialing the telephone business today. I really am. I really am. So, I heard that this morning on the news, that there was going to be. Then I heard on the news that it won't going to be. So I'm trying to make sure, because I think the news got it wrong. I do. I think the news got it wrong. But the person that would know that better than anybody would be Darren Lombard, because he is the clerk of court, where it goes through in the first part. He is the person that makes sure that you got to go through him. Then, of course, they said that, well, somebody had to pay the money. And to pay the money for a recount was probably in the name of, it was probably in the neighborhood of about $2,100. I think it was $2,100. But this is how information rolls. Will it be? Will it won't be? Will it what? So I called Darren Lombard. I said, would you come on the air and have a conversation with us about it? He said, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm about to call and have this information and say, what is it? Did somebody pay, or did somebody say, no, it's all right? Let's see, can we get him on the phone? Because we got to get down to the bottom of it. And then when you look at the websites, you got to make sure that they put the right stuff up on the website too. Okay, cool. He's going to call us. He's going to call us. So let's see. We got our calls into the DOTD, right? Let's get out of there. We got our call into Brandy, because she's going to call me back and be like, can we work on a special project together to get this? As many roads, as many streets that we travel, I know that there are plenty more. And I apologize if I haven't called your streets. What could I call it? Your street is deterring quicker than ever, and nobody's paying attention to it. I don't live near Franklin Avenue. I don't. But I do use it to connect to other parts of the city. And I guess the biggest part of this is that this is the street that the Sewage and Water Board has its plant right off of. It's not on Franklin Avenue, but you see the trucks coming off of their regular street to Franklin Avenue every day. When they leaving out to go fix something else, they coming down Franklin Avenue. The church, Franklin Avenue Baptist Church, is now operated by Rock of Ages. I see those folks going in and out of that church. They'd be happy to go to the Rock of Ages. I'll be looking around and saying to myself, oh, Lord, look at all the mess y'all got to go through with looking, just looking at all these streets. And then they got, they got to get security to walk across the street because people coming across that bridge. That bridge ain't been fixed in I don't know how long. So what do you do about it? You complain, and you complain, and you complain. All right, Let's find out when it's going to be fixed. When is it going to be fixed? And I'm just gotten to the point now where we got to call some people out. Let's get it fixed. How long will that take? Now, here's another one for you. I know you can't take too much more, and I know we got to look at it this way. I've gotten to the point where misinformation has become just the truth to some folks. And that's the part that makes me go, do we just need to call the people and ask them and stop repeating misinformation? Let's see. All right, joining us now. He is the clerk. He's the man with all the information. He going to either tell me yay or he going to tell me nay. Please welcome to the table our clerk, Mr. Darren Lombard, on the phone with us. Hey, sir.
How you doing, brother? Appreciate you taking a minute and giving me a second to accommodate my schedule.
Yeah, I appreciate you, number one, for even picking up the phone, because I called you like out the blue and said, what's going on? People saying yay, people saying nay. I know this was a close issue with the sheriff's millage, but I just need to get the numbers. I said, let me get this from you, because the news got it on. The news got it all over the TV.
Well, sometimes we make mistakes and we have to go back and correct them. So let's get to it so we can clarify.
All right. This one on you. Hello? I'm listening for you. All right, what we got? We got original numbers of 10,715 to 10,713. Is that still standing, or is there somebody saying I'm challenging it?
The original results are standing until otherwise adjudicated. So the process is we have that number, which was tallied on election night. The process goes where someone, whether it be an ordinary citizen or someone involved, or in the case of a candidate, the candidate themselves sometimes will do it. Mm-hmm. If they have a problem with the results and they want to do a recount to make sure that those results are correct, they can do so. There's a process by which you go through doing that. There's a time frame of 5 days after the election where you have to submit or call and let us know your intent to request a recount. We at that point send you that information, which you come back to us with a formal request letter in writing with the amount that we give you that it costs to execute the process. And then on that day, particularly in this case, it is Thursday. We're still waiting for a time from the Secretary of State's office, which they are part of the supervision process of recounting the votes. So it is my office that is present, the Board of Election Supervisors that are present, and the Secretary of State. And at that point, like I said, Thursday, we're still waiting on them for an exact time for which they can make an appointment available for those votes to be counted.
So that's the process. But the process, there is no one right now challenging the vote.
Oh, actually, we got a submission in about an hour ago, I guess.
Okay.
From a gentleman who submitted his formal request letter, and his fee that we charge to execute the process. So it is a recount as it stands, scheduled for Thursday.
So it is now.
Yes, it is on.
And that came in probably an hour ago.
Yes.
Okay.
At least an hour ago. I'm thinking, I want to say about 4 o'clock or so.
And this, whoever this is paying the fee.
Yep, they are paying the fee. It is in writing along with their request letter. He has paid his fee in cash, and which moves the process further along. And the Secretary of State has been notified, and we're just waiting for them to get back with us.
That's interesting. He paid it in cash?
Yes.
Oh, good enough. I understand that. So we don't know who the person is? You know who the person is, though, huh?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the letter. I have problems with pronouncing the name, but I do have that person's information is public record. Anyone can ask for it or request it. As a matter of fact, it's posted on the door at the criminal courthouse. So anyone that walks by, at 4:30, we place that out there to alert the public as to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good enough. So we're gonna send somebody over there to find out who that is. not that we doing nothing about it. We just want to know what is it. And it has to be a voter too, correct?
Yes, it has to be an Orleans voter. As far as I understand the statute in Title 18, which is 18:1313. If anybody wants to go take a look at it, that allows for those people to request that vote, or that recount, I should say.
Good enough. But right now, the information at 4:30 was placed on the criminal court door?
Yes, on the courthouse door, right out front at the top of the stairs. You can go out and take a look at it.
Cool. Good enough.
And I'm, I may reach back out to you in a minute to provide you with that information so you can have it.
Good enough. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you explaining it to it, because I was like, well, Lord, everybody calling me saying, the TV station still saying it. I'm like, let me get it now. Let me find out.
So what was it that the TV station said?
The TV station reported early this morning and been reporting all day that there's somebody was challenging it, and that they were paying for the court. They were paying for it themselves to get it done. So somebody knew something.
Yeah, that was a rumor that was floating around, and we get that all the time. But we just wait and see for the deadline.
So now we know.
Yep, now we know.
All right.
So
good.
I will let you know the exact time that vote will be scheduled.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
You got it. Have a good one.
You too. All right. Darren Lombard, who is the clerk of court for the city of New Orleans, give us the details. It was challenged. Somebody paid cash. Unfortunately, I know how much that is. About $2,100. Somewhere between $2,100 and $2,500. So they paid that much in cash. There's somebody politically got some money. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Crowns and Hops, a black and woman-owned brewer based in Inglewood, California, is making it part of its mission to pave the way for more diversity in the craft beer space. Benny Ashburn is co-founder of Crowns and Hops. She says one of her goals is to help redefine what diversity means in the beer business.
When we first started 7-8 years ago and we had conversations with some of the beer associations and leaders, their best understanding of diversity was not enough white women. So it was at that point that I knew being not only the face and a trusted voice as a leader inside of craft beer would then provide more comfort to the black females and that do drink beer and want to be a part of this community.
Ashburn is helping to pave the way for more black founders in beer with the help of Samuel Adams. Crowns and Hops is the latest winner of the Brewing and Business Experience-ship from Sam Adams. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Connect with NOLA Public Schools. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X for the latest updates. Sign up for District Digest, our official newsletter where we share district achievements, celebrate student successes, and keep you informed about our vision of providing a high-quality education. And don't miss our school board meetings. Watch in person or live stream on YouTube. Stay informed. Stay engaged. Visit NOLAPublicSchools.com today. Again, that's NOLAPublicSchools.com.
Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Every Friday at noon on WBOK.
Hey, New Orleans, look for important changes to your natural gas service. This summer, Delta Utilities takes over for Entergy Gas with a Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based approach to safe, clean, reliable natural gas. No interruptions or rate changes due to the transition, just dependable service and modernized technology to keep you running smoothly. Get to know us at deltautilities.com and stay tuned for more later this summer. Delta Utilities, focused on natural gas, committed to New Orleans.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
The legendary Broadway show is back. The Wiz. The Chicago Tribune raves it's an eye-popping, high-intensity revival and a cause for celebration. The music, the voices, the legend returns. Entertainment Weekly says, run, don't ease on down to this spectacular revival. The Wiz. Playing the Sanger Theater May 13th through 18th. Tickets at BroadwayInNewOrleans.com.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. So we got the name. Just that quick. I got to thank my partner. He already know who he is. I don't want to call him out because I didn't tell everybody that he had done the work. He had already done the work, so he already got it to me. Danilo, Danilo, Augusto Feliciano. Danilo Augusto Feliciano. That is his name. F400 Burgundy.
You're going to leave before I leave, right?
What?
You're leaving before I leave, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know I have to be ducking in the 6 o'clock hour.
Oh, you got duck. So it is. Let me give everybody the name, so just in case you don't know. This is public record. Danilo, or Danilo, Danilo. Is that Danilo?
Danilo.
Augusto, Augusto. I think it's Augusto. 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 Last name is Feliciano. Feliciano. And he lived at 400 Burgundy. Let's call him.
Why? Why, bro? Why?
I want to ask him. Hey, man, how are you? Let's see. Let me see.
Are you going to let him know that he's on the air?
Uh-huh. You are.
Who? Me? Why me?
Augusto Feliciano.
Why must I?
Oh, because you're good at it. I see where he's done several different things. Okay. Even where, also known as Daniel Ezekiel Faust. Oh yeah, he's done several different things. I'm just going through the different things where he's filed civil courts actually. Petitioner appearing on filed a petition for the written name of mandamus and the application to proceed for the following reasons. The application will be granted and the case will be dismissed. Where he sued Mark Garland. Oh, this is Attorney General. Pleading a different following petitioner, District of Columbia. Wait a minute. Petitioner is a District of Columbia resident. Oh, wait a minute. When was this? Because I'm trying to figure out if you are a resident of the District of Columbia, And this was in 23. Does that make you? I think we probably need to do this. I'll call the court and ask the court. Have you all checked with the name? And I don't want to sound prejudiced because you know I can. I really can. Have you checked the name as a resident of New Orleans, since there has been? Hold on, let me write this down. Let's send this right now to the sheriff.
It seems like he files a lot of petitions.
Y'all got me doing all my work on the on air, but he's filed several different petitions.
He sounds like his name should be Kent.
Let me see.
Female Karen.
Appellant in United States District Court correctly dismissed appellant's claims alleging violations of the False Claims Act 31 USC. Okay, Danilo Augusto Feliciano versus the appellant court. Wow. Let's see. Upon consideration of the motion for summary, when was this? This was February 4th this year. So this is not his first court case.
Someone saying
Danilo Feliciano versus Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland used to be the Attorney General. This dates back to other filings. I think what we got here is let's see, Arden. That goes back to November 23rd. Feliciano versus Arden. This is the professional petitioner. Mandate USCA as a notice of appeal to D.C. court filed with Danilo Augusto Feliciano. Supplemental record for appeal transmitted to U.S. Appeals Court. This dates back to 9/20, which was last year. 9/20 last year. Notice of change of address by Danilo. Okay, here we go. This is what the notice of address change is. Where did you change your address to? New Orleans. I got work to do. We'll do it. So, what do I see? What do I see? What do you see? No, you know what? Not what do I see. What do you all see? 504-582-9422. What do you all see? Y'all texting me telling me what you're saying, but do you have the guts to tell me? What do y'all see? Every time y'all hear that ding dong, that's somebody texting me. And you paid the money to challenge it. Cash. So mandate USCA as notice of appeal to D.C. court filed by Danilo Augusto Feliciano. Is this a real name? District of Columbia. Judge was Carl J. Nichols. How are you filing these in your name when you just changed that? Okay. Maybe it ain't for me. All right. Alvin!
All right, there, G. That'll be okay, family.
What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
So, they got, I like to use analogies and pictures and stuff like that. So, in the movie X-Men, they had the character called a Nightcrawler. And he goes, poof, and he'll have a puff of smoke, and he'll be somewhere else. And then he'll go, poof, puff of smoke, and he's somewhere else. So that analogy applies when you ask, what do we see or what do I see? What I see is when you have all these quote unquote dinners and fundraising events and strategies and all that, you're getting soldiers and people in place to do certain things when we got an agenda that we putting together that we trying to do for a specific.
I don't know what the hell you talking about, but I'm scratching my head. But you need to explain that a little bit more.
So, all these Republican and all these different fundraisers and money-raising events that you had and some of these secret meetings that we had in the state of Louisiana, getting our, political envoys and political power and people behind positions to make certain moves when we want to move. So if one of those things that we want to do is look at taking over or looking into dealing with the Orleans Parish School Sheriff's Office, anything and everything that has to do with that, if it comes up to a vote, if it comes out to a committee, anything that has to do with the legislature, anything, we're going to have somebody there to monitor and see what's going on. And if something happens against our plan or our agenda, we're going to have a plan for that. Conspiracy, way off, but hey, that's what I see. You have somebody that's not from here, that's part of that party and that's part of that circle, that his duty or their duty, especially when you look at, like you said, the history of somebody that's steady filing cases. You got that kind of time and money to be filing cases?
So, let me go ahead on and stop you before you go over the cliff. All right, let me put this in perspective for you. This is what I see. And I think that you're going to go, oh, when I say it. What I see is that there is a name that probably needs to be researched and find out who this person is, because I see a whole bunch of appeal court, D.C. Circuit Court, with using a name that's more than likely fake. And they're paying for this in cash, so
that part.
You don't have to go and research my bank account. See, I got a bank account. I can use any name that I want to name if I just go on and pay them cash. So what I'm seeing here, because we got, let's see, appearance of Representative Counsel by Danilo Augusto Feliciano. You just sent somebody to the courtroom. Notice of change of address. Notice of pro-see appearance. Pro consent to receive notices electronically, so I don't have to go to court. You can just go ahead on and give it to me and send it to me by email. Let me see what else I see. I see supplemental record of appeal transmitted by the U.S. Court of Appeals. I see all this is your record. Every time I bring your name up, there's something that is going on Pace Monitor, but I don't see you.
Period.
Nothing. There's no photo. There's nobody there. There's no video. There's no nothing advocating for anything for you. All I see is certificate of service, sealed order, change of address. And I'm thinking to myself, this is somebody fake. I don't think that this person exists. And not only that, but if I'm not even from here and I see a change of address, this is making me think real quick. I want you to help me out on this. If I don't even think that you're from here and your name is Augusto Feliciana, and I see change of address, and it has been less than a year, you don't even have any skin in the game here. What you using $2,100 cash to challenge this for?
Augusto Feliciano, Whirlwind to Felice, Louisiana.
Yep. You moved here and you understand the
that fast.
Nah. Ain't no way.
Augusto Feliciano, a Whirlwind to Fleece, Louisiana.
It's no way.
So again, that goes back to the question again, G, like I'm saying. Or not the question, but the conspiracy part of this is, okay.
This is somebody you got money from. I wonder who you're representing.
That's my point. That's where I was going. I was trying to be funny. That's why I don't tell jokes, because I don't really tell jokes, so can't really tell a story too good. But that's where I was going.
But politics got some strange bedfellas.
Yes, sir.
And this is one of the bedfellas. He just rolled over and took it for the Gipper and took the money.
Again,
that sounded really bad, didn't it? I know it did. But.
Again, all these different parties fundraise because you'd be surprised, like you said, you'd be surprised with who you can meet in some of these events, and then when you really trying to put something together as an agenda, because remember, these things don't just happen overnight, and we always say Republicans always game planning for the future, while the Democrats are game planning for what the past and what they did.
This one right here, this was overnight. They did this overnight. They were not expecting that they were going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And so since it's close, because remember, any election that's in, I think if it's not the truth, it's somewhere near it, within 100 votes, you have the right to challenge it.
I thought it was automatic anyway, but yeah.
Well, it can be, but it's a cost to it because you have to get the Secretary of State involved. You have the folks here. The clerk of court, of course, those folks are going to do all the counting and do all the grunt work. They're going to be here too. So guess what? Somebody got to pay for it. I can tell you that the cost is $2,155. So you trying to tell me that Mr. Feliciano paid $2,155 cash? And from what I'm seeing from, let me see, what date is this? This is certificate of service. Notice to change address, Wednesday, August 14, 2024. That from August 2024, August 14th, 2024, I'm sorry, to now, you got so much skin in the game in New Orleans that you are challenging this with $2,100 and $2,155. Who is this?
Yep. And who's backing? And who are you carrying the water for?
You calling from somebody. You're carrying it for somebody.
Definitely. We see it all the time in the legislature where you get a bill, you try to figure out why is this bill being passed or why is this bill being presented. Then you find out it's some representative that ain't got nothing to do with that parish, that city, or even that part of the doggone state. But yet you look at the research, you find out, they are in political connections with this particular organization, with this, which represents this particular person.
I told everybody what they wanted. Now, some of y'all didn't believe what I said. They want that jail.
Thank you.
They want the budget. They want the jail. And that's why you see all of these new laws that are coming out. Now, the new law that the folks are going to do, that they are trying to sue Susan Hudson for following the federal law.
Federal. You forgot that we was on a federal decree. I think everybody don't even either forgot or don't know.
The jail is under federal consent decree. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And she's following the law, but they want her to allow ICE to come in and get those folks that are in jail that may be so they can deport them. I'm like, wait a minute. They can't do that. They won't. They are mad at Susan Hudson, so they're gonna do everything to try to get her out.
For following the law at that, G. Don't forget that part. They're mad because he's following the law.
Yeah. And what I'm scared of is that some other officers that have legal responsibilities, they trying to keep their jobs, so they going along with them. I don't think I need to tell you who that is.
We don't.
Even putting people up to run against her.
Thank you.
Oops.
Like we don't. It's like, how do we not see this, brother? Why do they think we do not see? Well, I guess you know why? Because when you got 9% that vote, that's why they figure we don't see this.
That's what happened this election. 9.36%.
So
just get ready.
As the early caller said today, and as we've been saying, the fix is on.
Yep.
We getting ready. It's showing its hand right now.
Here we
Have
go.
a thing.
All right, brother.
Here we go.
I'll talk to you in a minute. All right, we got more coming up. We get you ready for the. Wait a minute. This is the final part of the show, huh? Final part of the show coming up. What next?
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. The Trump administration has confirmed it's looking to reopen and expand the infamous Alcatraz prison. Yes, the same one that shut down in the 1960s for being inhumane, but that's not all. We know that they are negotiating with countries like El Salvador, but now also Rwanda to house U.S. detainees abroad, including people with American citizenship. Right now, Rwanda is considering using dorms funded by British taxpayers to house migrants deported by the U.S. And in El Salvador, the administration is already sending detainees to a mega prison that's been condemned for human rights violations. Some deported by mistake. The court said bring them back. The White House refused. What we're seeing is the outsourcing of incarceration, and it raises massive legal, ethical, and constitutional red flags. This isn't just about immigration or crime. It's about whether American citizens or not can be disappeared across the borders without due process. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
A few days ago, I saw a WDSU TV investigative report that was absolutely infuriating. In fact, the report left me horrified. Investigative reporter Cassie Sherm took a camera crew to the City of New Orleans Traffic Signal Maintenance Crew headquarters, where she discovered employees assigned to work out of a 20-year-old FEMA trailer in worse condition than you'd find in a third world country. Hell, they weren't even fourth world working conditions. Rotting, termite-ridden, decaying walls, caved-in, leaking ceilings, no air conditioning, and just downright uninhabitable. A supervisor told Sherm the air conditioning frequently fails, causing temperatures to soar above 100 degrees, and he has to give the workers truck keys to go inside to cool off because it's so hot in the buildings they feel they have nowhere to go. As for the workers, there are only 3 people in the entire crew to maintain the more than 700 traffic lights. As a city of New Orleans, the size of the city alone needs at least 22 employees to maintain and fix lights. The supervisor says he can't find anyone to hire because no one wants to work under these deplorable conditions. Consequently, the city ends up spending more taxpayer money on fixing lights because the 3 city employees can't do it all. They also don't have the training to make all the repairs. The employees have asked for the training certifications, but were told, get this, there is no budget to do that. You know, I've often wondered why so many traffic signals and lights are in frequent disrepair or just not working on our city streets. Now we know. Desperate to get something done about the awful conditions, the workers reached out to WDSU TV News Investigates after their complaints were constantly ignored by the City Public Works Department. There were hundreds of complaints sent to the maintenance division to fix the problem. Cassie Sherm spent weeks trying to get an interview with the Department of Public Works, but the mayor's administration refused until Sherm attempted to confront the deputy director of the Public Works Department in public at a city council meeting. It was then that the Cantrell administration responded with a move that I've seen many times before, a slick move. They called a full-fledged news conference and trotted out the recently appointed head of the Public Works Department to face the music, doing his level best to acknowledge the problem, insisting that the city is actively working on a solution to move employees out of the decaying FEMA trailers. Ironically, not once has the department or administration asked the city council for money to repair these conditions. Not surprisingly, the council has now launched a citywide investigation into conditions of city workers. And the city now says it plans to move the signal light maintenance crew to a warehouse that is presently being used to store court documents. You might ask why the workers haven't been put back into the old signal shop building, which has been cleaned up since it was damaged during Hurricane Katrina. Well, WDSU TV investigative reporter Cassie Sherm found that the building was given to Nord in 2016 to become a boxing gym. The construction of the building will be funded with $1.6 million in city bonds. It will be up to voters if the project will be funded for a boxing gym. Meanwhile, city traffic signal employees continue to work under the squalid conditions that the administration has so far ignored. I urge the entire news reporter system to stay on top of this issue. Those employees deserve better. Hell, the citizens of New Orleans deserve better. In over 4 decades of covering news in this city, have I ever witnessed a worse-run city administration. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
The legendary Broadway show is back. The Wiz. The Chicago Tribune raves. It's an eye-popping, high-intensity revival and a cause for celebration. The music, the voices, the legend returns. Entertainment Weekly says, run, don't ease on down to this spectacular revival. The Wiz. Playing the Sanger Theater May 13th through 18th. Tickets at BroadwayInNewOrleans.com.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
This is Jackie Jones with Class Act Entertainment. Join us on May 11th at the Honor Thy Mother Theater Brunch in partnership with WBOK at the Jean Lafitte Auditorium. Experience the red carpet with live interviews and photo ops, along with a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas. Highlighting the afternoon is the original stage play, Mama. The finale, live concert with Piano Man G. Get your tickets at 504-491-1179.
How we help each other shows what kind of world we want to live in, and the smallest actions together speak the loudest. So, what kind of world do you want to live in? Give NOLA Day is May 6th. Early giving starts April 29th. Visit givenola.org.
WBOK.
Better pay attention.
Powered by Cox Business. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. A few minutes here before we get off. I'm just doing some research. Already done found out a whole lot. A whole lot. It's a whole lot. I'm not going to sing. Sound like, what's the name? You got to win this race? Never mind. But anyway, this day of notice to move or change of address, notice of change of address, is going to end up being a very instrumental part of this. The date on this is August the 14th, change of address. That's going to be interesting. I guess we just had to bring that up. And to also state that your change of address, have you posted it here in New Orleans? And I see that you put 400 Burgundy Street as your residence. Country Manor Apartments. That's in Leesville. Y'all do know that, huh? That's Leesville. 400 Burgundy Street. But we'll see. We'll see. They're like, Lord, they got him researching. Yep. I don't like a whole bunch of mess. But it is what it is. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap things up for me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being a part of the show on today. I got to say happy birthday again. Even though his birthday was what? A couple of months I want everybody to see this. It was about a month or two ago. My boy Jazz is still celebrating his birthday, even though he's not here. And I want y'all to see this if you can look online. But I got it. I got him his strawberry cheesecake. And there it is. His strawberry cheesecake. Happy birthday, Jazz. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Arnie and Carrie coming up next. Y'all have a great rest of the day.
WBOK. Online at WBOK1230.com.